Hospital doctors work 7 days in a row and then we get 7 days off. Let me explain. Hey everyone, Mike Muellner here. I'm an internal medicine doctor from Los Angeles, California, and today I want to talk about the rather unorthodox schedule that many hospital-based physicians have, and that is what we call 7 on, 7 off. So in this schedule, a doctor will work 7 days in a row. Usually these are going to be fairly long shifts, 12 hours is common, but then after that get the next 7 days off. And so this is pretty weird when you think about it. I mean, most people are going to work 5 days, Monday through Friday, and then have weekends off. That's not the case with hospital-based physicians. We work 7 days straight, no weekend, work through the weekend, and then get 7 days off after that. And so, first of all, why do we have this schedule? And a big reason for it is continuity of care. So when I work 7 days in a row, I'll be seeing the same patients throughout the whole time. And so for many patients, I may be the only physician that they see. And so this is really good. It helps me establish rapport with patients. They get to know me, I get to know them. And it also minimizes the handoff. The handoff is when you transfer care from one physician to another physician, and that's where mistakes can happen. So by working longer stretches of time, you minimize the handoffs that you have, and you also can really maximize the continuity of care between doctors and their patients. So to go into a little more detail with this schedule, I'll break it down day by day. So Monday, I'll be going into work at 7 o'clock in the morning, rounding on my patients in the morning, usually taking a quick break for lunch, and then in the afternoon going down to the emergency department to admit anyone who's sick enough to require a stay in the hospital. And then this will go on usually until around 4 or 5 o'clock. Then I'll do paperwork and typically stay until 6 or 7 p.m., then come home. So it's a long day. That's 12 hours. And it's going to be more or less the same thing on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. There'll be some meetings and various other responsibilities during this time, but that's pretty much the whole Monday through Friday. But I know I made a big deal about the week being 7 days long. So on Saturday and Sunday, there's still going to be rounding. It's still going to be going to work at 7 a.m., rounding in the morning, but then the afternoons are a little lighter. Sometimes we can leave earlier on Saturday and Sunday. So overall, it is a 7-day work week, but at least you get a little more time off in the afternoons on the weekend. But still, if you crunch the numbers, usually it's going to be around a 70-hour work week. So that's pretty long when you compare that to a typical work week, which would be more like 40 hours. And so you might hear that, oh my goodness, these doctors are just so overworked. They work 70 hours in a week. And if you have somebody in your life who is a physician, that person has probably not been too shy about letting you know about these long work hours. But don't feel too sorry for us, because then we get the next 7 days off. The cool thing about having so many days off in a row is that you can do things with it. You can go on trips. I even took an overseas trip to Argentina and Brazil during this time off. And that's stuff that I wouldn't be able to do if I just had the more typical weekend off. In 2 days, you can't really do a whole lot of traveling unless you're actually taking vacation. So in a way, I feel like I'm taking a week-long vacation twice a month, and I'm technically not even having to use vacation days to do it. So that's definitely a plus. And I've even heard of people flanking their schedules, so they'll do 7 days in a row, get the next week off, and then flip it. So then the next week is also off, followed by another 7-day stretch. So then it feels more like 2 weeks off in a row. And you can really do some traveling and other activities during this time with a schedule like that. But there are some disadvantages to it. Because this schedule is so unique, most other people are not going to have a schedule that's similar to that. And so I do find that a lot of times when I'm off for the whole week, I don't really know anyone else who has that same time off, so I end up just kind of hanging out by myself. Contrast this with a more typical 9 to 5 schedule, Monday through Friday. You'll have the weekends off, so does everybody else. If you have kids, they've got the weekends off too, so your schedule coincides more exactly with most other people. So you've got other people that you can hang out with, and that's not always the case for me. And there you go. That's the 7 on, 7 off schedule. I know it sounds pretty wild the first time you hear it. I know when I first heard about it in medical school, I couldn't believe it, but I think it's pretty good. If you have the right personality type, you don't mind working long stretches in a row and then having extended periods of time off to compensate for that, I think it can work out really well. If you have any questions about this schedule or about the lifestyle of an internal medicine hospitalist, feel free to let me know in the comments down below, and I will catch you guys next time.